Thank you for all who are here today joining us to honor our sister Joan Marie. First of all, I want to thank our Mother, Father, Creation for this day, for this sacred moment, this sacred space that we share. Even though we are in different states, different countries, but as creation always has it, we're omnipresent. Love and light is everywhere, and we're together at the same time. It's an honor for myself, Maria Miranda, and my family to be here with you today, and with our Kalpuli Makwili Donatio Sacramento. We want to acknowledge the Nisenan people of this land as we acknowledge the four sacred directions. As we go to each direction has a meaning. The direction of the east is the direction of the light, of the Tonatiuh. Without that sacred fire within us, we wouldn't be able to live. And then we go to the direction of the west, to the direction of the water. And then we go to the direction of the south, the direction of the sacred breath, our air, our sacred air. And then we go to the direction of the north, is the direction of Mother Earth. And we're going to do the fifth one for ourselves, because we are that golden light. We are those beautiful diamonds in the center of the cross, in the center of the four directions. So I want you to all join us, and let's be present and in gratitude for this moment. Ometeo. Thank you everyone for being here. And as we continue in our lives doing our art, showing and expressing our love in different ways, remember that Joan Marie will always live. She is the air that we breathe. She's the light that shines upon us. She's Mother Earth that we walk upon. And she's the water that we drink. Tlasokama.
I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? Bring all the lovers to the fold. No one is gonna lose their soul. All my days I've been searching, find out what this life is worth. Through the books I've looked, through time I've searched. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. All we need is love. So don't let nobody stop us. Free spirits have to soar. With you I share the gift, the gift that we now know. I don't want to fight. Hey, let's go fly a kite. There's nothing we can't cure. I keep you in my arms for sure. Oh, love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. All we need is love. 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 All we need is religion. All we need is religion. All we need is religion. All we need is love. All we need is love. All we need is love. All we need is love.
About is what is going down and what's been messed up for us. When I look around, I see blue skies, I see butterflies for us. Listen to the sound and lose it in sweet music and dance with me. 'Cause there is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, always beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world. So shake your booty, boys and girls, for the beauty in the world. Pick your diamond, pick your pearl, there is beauty in the world. All together now. We need more money. They say change is gonna come like the weather. This ain't forever, they say. So baby, in between, notice the blue skies, notice the butterflies, notice me. Stop and smell the flowers and lose it in sweet music and dance with me. 'Cause there is beauty in the world, so much beauty in the world, always beauty in the world. There is beauty in the world, so shake your booty, boys and girls. Yeah, beauty in the world. Pick your diamond, pick your pearl, 'cause there is beauty in the world. All together now. Remember that he's giving you beauty in the world, so love.
Well, hello and welcome to this sacred space. My name is Reverend Laura Hansen, and I'm one of the members of the officiating team for this memorial service for Joan Marie. Just take a slow breath. And the space today is to honor what each of us had with Joan, the kind of relationship we had, the amazing conversations that we had, the care and the love, the challenges that all friendships and all relationships have, and how much we love having those challenges with someone like Joan. Everything in my life was made better because of her. And a lot of the people that I know now and hold dear in my life are here because of her. So as we are here together, I'm honoring the life she led and also the life she gave each of us. That there is all the emotions and, as they say, all the feels. And that we're in this space together, being in community together. Take another slow breath. And as we're in this space together, we have a couple ways of communicating with each other. You can post directly in the chat to everyone, or if you see one of your friends or someone you'd like to say hello to, you can send a chat message directly to them. There are also little emojis down at the bottom with hearts and thumbs up and other emojis that you can use. There will be a time a little bit later in the service for sharing of stories. And those of you that let us know that you'd like to participate in that, that'll be the space for us to hear and to reflect on our own stories, our own remembrances, even if we choose not to speak them to everyone. Thank you for being here. And our next kind of step in the ceremony of honoring the sacredness of Joan's life is with a libation with Chaplain Tynya Beverly.
It is now time to center ourselves in libation. The activity of pouring of libation is a spiritual and revered act which has its roots in Africa. It is done to honor those who have gone before us. Today, we honor the life of our beloved sister, Joan Marie. We honor her life and her contributions. Her work has shown us that it is possible to live with more dignity, freedom, possibilities, and opportunities. We pour libation to honor Joan Marie as one of our ancestors. She remains spiritually active in our lives. By remembering, we will never forget what she meant to us. It is in honor of her that we pour this libation. Calling our ancestors' names is a way of bringing them into spiritual existence. And in remembering the lessons they taught us, the love they gave us, and the examples they lived by, and in some way helps us live better lives. I pour libation from the unity cup, the Kikobi Cha Umoja, standing on the power of unity in our community. We use water to pour, as is the the essence of life, as it is healing and connects us to life itself. We pour water into a living plant that represents the earth, the ground that supports us. Many of us do not realize that when we pour libation, we are awakening the ancestors. We are thanking them and sharing gratitude. The word ashe is a Yoruba word from Nigeria, and it means, so let it be, may it be so, and can be likened to amen. We say the word ashe as we remember what is important. So let us prepare to receive the Creator in this moment. Begin by quieting your body and mind and breathing deep within, connecting with your spirit and with the one spirit that is present in all creation. As you continue to breathe, reflect upon the divine energy of life, known by many faith traditions, by different names, yet it is but one presence, and I call it Source. We acknowledge the source of life and the various manifestations of the spirit on the planet that is showing up as each and every one of us. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. We acknowledge that we are on tribal lands of Sacramento's indigenous people who are the original stewards of this land. This is their land, and we acknowledge their great sacrifices. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. We call upon our ancestors far and near, fathers of our fathers, mothers of our mothers, and we call upon those who laid the foundation for human civilization and who provided the wisdom by which we live. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. We call upon our elders whose wisdom we seek in all endeavors, and we thank them for their tenacious spirit and for radiating their great wisdom and courage and dedication. Joan believed in sharing wisdom as individuals and as a collective. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. For our children, we pour this libation so that they may be shown the importance of family and community. This is for our youth who represent the promise for tomorrow, and that they will live abundant lives because of our journey. Joan believed in the importance of family and community. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. We call upon our ancestor Joan Marie, and we say her name silently. And we stop and we breathe deep as we acknowledge Joan as one of our beloved ancestors. Breathe that in. We pour, come and be with us, Ashe. Now it is time to fill up this celebration with our ancestors. We are calling them forth for this glorious time. We pour libations for our ancestors to join Joan, our ancestors who continue to inspire us, to move us forward, and may their contributions and struggles never be forgotten. So who do you want to pour libation for? What ancestor are you calling forward? Whose shoulders are you standing on? And who needs to be here right now with you? Let's fill the space up with our beloved ancestors. Put their names in the chat. And as we bring our energy and our focus on this celebration, I'm going to count 1 to 3, and we're going to say their names, and we're going to put this energy out all over the planet. 1, 2, 3. Troy Beverly Jr., Troy Seco. I want the energy to be felt all over the world. Feel the energy of the ancestors. Feel the love. This is what we are standing on. Pure love. Feel the power. We pour. Come and be with us. Ashe. Today we bring in the energy of reclaiming our birthright, regenerating our spirit, and recapturing our greatness as a people. We pour. Come and be with us. Ashe. We cast our libation to the north. We cast our libation to the south. We cast our libation to the east, and we cast our libation to the west. We are so thankful and grateful for the life of Joan Marie. And I know in my mind's eye and at the center of my heart, it is done and it is complete. Ashe, 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 ashe. And so it is.
Your soul lives forever. Your spirit is connected to the heavens and to your ancestors. And all of these now are our ancestors. Everyone here is now in the Star Nation, and they are lighting the campfires, and they are offering prayers for you, asking you to be the good, the true, and the beautiful, asking you to be the one that they've been waiting for. O Anawe, O Anawe, O Anawe Om. 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 Keep going. O Anawe. O Iname, O In, O Amwene Ho, O Inam, In Ho, O Inna Ho, O Inna, In Ho, Wane Ho, Inna Ho. Inna ho, inna ho, inne ho, inne ho. O Anawe, O Anawe, O Anawe Om. O Anawe, O Anawe, O Anawe Om. As we close. O Anawe Om. 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 Om.
Just take another breath. And some years ago, Joan Marie recorded a video and a poem that she wrote for I Am a Magdalene. And we'd like to share that with you now.
Throughout eternity, she has been given many names: Isis, Aphrodite, Ishtar, Ani, Radha, Kuan Yin, Freya, and Mary the Magdalene, to name but a few. They each represent in every culture the image of an adult woman standing in the place between virgin and whore as the sacred lover, awakened, honoring and celebrating all parts of herself, especially the goddess within us all. So very blessed am I to love and live in such a beautiful temple, the female body. I am a Magdalene. I have been hated and scorned, revered and adorned, seen both as saint and sinner. I am a dancer, a healer, a lover, a priestess, a crone, a sister, a mother, a friend. I am a woman. I serve both God and Goddess simply because I know they are one and the same, and so much more. I love and I bless it all. Honoring this purest union of opposites, this knowing has transformed me into a sacred vessel filled with this feeling nature of God. My life has become a creative expression of a true warrior, a warrior of the spirit, a warrior for the heart. I stand and look into the face of my fears, and I shall not falter, for my beloved is within me, guiding me, filling me with courage, faith, fortitude, and gratitude, with just a little bit of attitude, for I am a Magdalene.
We will now have a candle lighting ceremony with Reverend David Dowdy and Reverend Pauline Haynes.
And Joan Marie was a woman with a lot of attitude and a lot of gratitude. And as I still my mind in this moment, I ask us to honor the goddess that is within each and every one of us. Joan Marie was about the goddesses. She imbued that, she lived it from all areas of life. And so if you have a candle, I would ask you to light this candle right now. And as you think of Joan Marie, think of who Joan Marie was to you. Think of what she represented in your life. And let our hearts be warmed by this candle. And know that the light of Joan Marie will never, ever be extinguished. She is in the realm of the ancestors, but her presence will always be here, because that is how brightly Joan's light shines. And if we were together in a room, we wouldn't have enough space to light all the candles, because that is how brightly Joan Marie was. She was this beacon of light. She had this laughter that would be captivating. It would go from your belly and emanate all the way through your body. That's who she was. And as she is in the realm of the ancestors, I know that they're having one heck of a party, because Joan could party, and she could be gracious. She could be graceful. She could be all of these things and so much more. And so this candle for me is to honor who Joan Marie was, who she is, and who she always will be. David?
Let's hold space in this light. Let's bring this flame from our heart to the candle, to her essence and her spirit, that one grand connection of light, which she was always and always will be, a grand connection of light within us. Anytime there's a darkened space, just think of Joan, and light will emanate from within and to without. Her love for everything that she was still is. And we're going to hold that true and hold her true. And she will always be a part of everything that we do. Love you, Joan.
And love is our religion. Ashe.
Ashe.
Hello, David.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Would you like to lead us through the personal testimony?
Yes, we've arranged, hopefully, with a number of people to come on and just say a few words. You have about 2 minutes or so. You'll hear the magical gong go off or whatever with when your time is up. But open your heart and just let Joan express through you to us and help that vibration just emanate. I think first person that we had lined up is Beth de la Schmutpour. I'm not even terrible about butchering names, but
I'm looking for her now.
okay. So you didn't know you would get to have a Where's Waldo game too.
I think we might. I think that's a good idea. Beth, if you could use a little raise your hand so I can find you.
Let's see, here I am.
I can hear you.
Oh,
Or if you put up the participant list, it's in relative alphabetical order by first
Okay,
name.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you are. I got you.
Here we are. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name's Beth de la Schmutpour. I'm happy to be here with everybody, and I'm going to try to share my story of Joan without crying. it could be difficult. I wrote something out, but it actually ran over 3 minutes. So I'm going to try and abbreviate and remember all the important details because Joan has been a friend of mine. She was my first friend in California when I moved here 38 years ago, this fall. And we were both on our beginning of our spiritual journey, which did not include our organized religion we were raised with. We both were becoming away from that as quickly as possible. And so we met actually at a Search for God study group, which is based on the Edgar Cayce readings of the same name. And we both showed up as first timers and we met that night and the connection was instantaneous. So one of the things that we discovered that we loved about each other and shared was this really interest in inspiring words and sayings. And we decided we wanted to do something to bring our own favorite sayings out to the world. So a couple years into our friendship, we decided to write them all and do artwork on tiles, like 1.5 inch by 2 by 3s by 3 by 4s, like small things. And then we had this crazy notion that we would bring them to a craft fair. And we decided to join the Coloma Center Holiday Fair, which is at the time was super popular. It's down on T Street and 46th. And we actually also committed at the time to making 250 of them by hand lettered, and most of them were original. So we were coming up with sayings, we were finding things by Emily Dickinson, by Gandhi, all these different things. And we would get together once or twice a week to finish up our commitment and paint together. And we always had a great time, but it was usually after hours because at the same time we were starting our families. And she already had Corey and Amanda. I had my one daughter, and they were all under the age of 5. So we couldn't get much painting done with the kids. So we would do it at night after bedtime. And at first we would meet at each other's houses once or twice a week. And then that got to be too much. So we decided we'd stay home and craft and just check in with each other over the phone. So here we are painting furiously because we made this commitment. We're doing 250 tiles by hand, finishing them off with ribbon, the whole thing. And you can imagine the laughter that went on in some of these phone calls because we'd be like, how many did you get done? Oh, I'm almost done with one. And it's been an hour. I mean, it was craziness. But it was good craziness because we loved it. Well, one night we were together when this happened. Joan came up with this awesome little idiom that she said, we are our gifts to each other. And I'm like, did you just laugh? Like like a pirate? And she's like, no, my goodness, it's, the homophone. We are our gifts to each other. But it was so funny that we could, and you can imagine, I know Joan's humor and her belly laugh, we just laughed and cracked up. And we decided, she actually came up with it. She goes, I think that's the cosmic joke. We are our gifts to each other. And we just could not say it without starting to laugh. The beautiful part about it is Joan believed in humor so much, right? Like that was one of her qualities. It's like, you got to have a sense of humor. And this whole cosmic joke turned into her really coming up with the idea of, I'm bringing humor to the earth. Oh, mirth to earth was actually born then, the concept of mirth to earth. So it was incredible. And the other thing that happened is, we did have our craft fair and we almost sold out. I actually came across this little picture, but this is how small these things were. Like, look at, and we had to make 250 and most of them were all originals. So anyway, at the end, after the craft fair, I think we did it one more year, but we weren't quite so crazy. But after the craft fair, Joan said to me, like she was serious this one day. She goes, I have to tell you something. I said, what's that? She goes, I have to paint. And I'm like, okay, I kind of just assumed because she was such an incredible artist, even with little tiles. And I said, okay. And she goes, no, she goes, I'm scared. Like, I have to paint. And I'm like, then Joan, you have to paint. And like, that was in the moment she determined she was going to include her art in her life pursuit. And I didn't even realize how much I was blessed by some of her opening of her own creativity and her determination to bring who she was to this planet. And I got to bear witness to it over the next 38 years, because even though she was afraid, and I'm glad Laura showed that painting, the next to last one I think she showed was the angel hunched over with the wings. and it's entitled Contemplating Flight, because that's what she exudes sometimes. It's like, I got these wings. I know I'm supposed to be flying, but I don't know how. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how to get there. But she always stepped into her fear. I loved that about her. And I found her so super inspiring. And I know I will. I know I will for the rest of my life. And I'm so grateful to have had this. She's a forever friend for me, and I know for all of us. And I thank you so much for letting me share that story of her beginnings of her art. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God. What a grand opening.
It was a beautiful thing. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to mute now.
You bet. Next we have Rangin. You.
Me.
Rangane.
Rangane. Yeah. I was gonna let Reverend Dowdy struggle with it a little bit, but I felt like you'd get there eventually. But yes.
Yeah, we're trying to, and we are trying to keep this, semi-short, and try to mark it about 2 minutes if you can. We're kind of graceful. Please share. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity. I just want to thank everyone who participated in putting this together to honor Joan. I think one of the ways that we can most honor someone's life is just by calling community together to bear witness to all the ways that they've contributed. And Joan has done that in so many ways, both locally and globally. And I'm honored to be able to just speak a few words. I will keep mine pretty short and sweet. Joan was an extraordinary person on so many levels. She was one of the rare people who I think not only lived her values, but embodied her purpose in everything that she did, in every interaction that she had, and every relationship that she built. So today I'm honored to just be able to speak a little bit of my gratitude for her, to her, for the way that she has contributed to my life. So there are so many beautiful words that come to mind when I think of her, but one of the words that comes immediately to mind is creative midwife. So as Beth was just sharing sort of this beautiful moment that she was present for, witnessing the birth of Mirth to Earth, Joan was there for me when I started my business, and was very much a creative midwife in helping me to birth the business and to sort of think about what it was going to look like. And I always appreciated the way that she was so unwavering in her clarity of purpose, in wanting a more peaceful and compassionate world. And both through my work, but also just through our friendship, she always had this way of sort of weaving in a gentle, loving reminder of how we are all intricately connected to that bigger picture and to that bigger purpose. And I always welcomed and found the reminder super humbling. So I will bring it to a close there and just say I am just really honored again to be able to speak my appreciation for our dear friend and to bear witness to her extraordinary life. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. Next we have Jessica Bruni.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Bruni, and I'm just so happy to be here amongst a community and sisters as well. Joan was very dear to me, and we've only had a short period of time to meet virtually. I actually never got to meet her in person, but I felt her heart, I felt her spirit, and I still do. Joan was really a piece to the puzzle of my life for serenity. She encouraged me to be authentic, and she stood up for me and made sure that I was at peace when I felt moments of disappointment. I loved how she kept it real with me, and she kept it creativity alive within my heart and invited me to be a part of her vision, which is the Sacramento General Women of Congress. I was actually one of the last sisters to be a part of this beautiful community, and I am just wishing that she's at peace with everything that we've been able to come to light and move together with. My heart is really full right now of gratitude to be able to share with amongst you all and hear her beautiful stories, see her work, see the pictures of the beautiful life that she had. May we continue to carry on her legacy. And just thank you so much for letting me be able to share my piece with all you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Oh, this is just so beautiful. Then,
So,
well, then next we will have Alec Jones.
okay, I just saw him.
There we go.
Hi everyone. Try to make this quick as I can. Just to give everyone a place where I come into the story. I am Corey's best friend. We are brothers, and I came into this family back in 2000. I come from a broken home. Pretty much every movie you've ever seen of the underside of Los Angeles, I come from that, Watts, LA. And I moved up here in Sacramento. Joan has always been a guiding force in my life. Her example of what it is to be a real compassionate woman, and has been a great example for me my entire life, and my wife also. Because of Joan, we've learned so much about ourselves and how to be better people, and like everyone has said, put compassion out into the world. If you know her kids, then you know that Joan has taught me a great deal of patience and what it is to be a great parent and guide your kids to the best of your ability. She has always been there for me. She is part of the reason, and one of the main reasons why my artwork why it exists the way it does today. I latched onto her because she was such a great teacher at an age where I needed guidance, and she taught me so much about expressing yourself through your art, and just how to, again, be a really, really amazing and beautiful person. I want to share this picture if you guys can see it. This is her officiating at my wife and I's wedding. She brought down the house that day. There's a lot of tears and laughter. And like I said, I come into this from the position of being a son and a young man, and now a grown man who got the opportunity to have such a guiding light and such a beautiful person in the world. And then to see the community that she belonged to and that she created, I do want to just share my deepest appreciation for all of you. To see what someone can build with their passion every day. Someone who I believe never worked a day in her life. I believe that she got up every day and had a goal and a purpose, and she lived it passionately, and she worked hard every day with all of you supporting her and helping her be the person that she was. And I thank all of you for supporting her in her times of need, and in the dark times that did approach her and she was just too bright for. And it's also because of all of you. So I do want to show my appreciation for Joan and the woman that she was, and all of the women and the men and everyone that supported her to be the woman that she was for guys like me out there. Because, man, I don't know where I would be if I never met Joan. And like this is my wife, and I just want to say that we appreciate we appreciate you all, and I really appreciate Joan, and thank you for the time. I hope to get to meet as many of you as I can and have more in-depth conversations in person so I can learn more about her through all of you. So I appreciate you all.
Oh, very much so. Wow, thank you for coming on. Oh my God. Next we have Marianne Candela.
Oh, you guys. I'm trying my best to hold it together.
Okay,
Alec,
do your best 2-minute drill.
Alec, my heart. Oh, okay. I want to speak to a little bit of what Alec touched on in regards to Joan's sacred motherhood. I'm coming from a place, and I'm speaking on behalf of like inner child. So I'm really channeling my inner child when I speak of Joan today. She was a mother for all, and her motherhood, really spilled over into a lot of her healing existence too. And the first time I got to meet Joan, I was selected to be a member of the Sacramento V-Day production of Vagina Monologues. And I remember meeting her and thinking, like, this woman, somebody's grandma, is like so sexy and sensual and so powerful and sassy. Like, who is this powerful woman? I want to be just like her. She represented both, she really represented that Magdalene, the sacred, divine, sexual, powerful sensuality that a woman can hold even in her older years, and that caring and that generous giving of healing. And that first year that I met her, I had a terrible car accident, and so I was really struggling backstage, and she just offered her hands. And I remember the first time she shared her healing with me, I just rested in her hands, and it was like my whole self was protected and filled with light and warmth and comfort and security. And, the gifts that she just generously gave to people have inspired me as a healer as well. And an artist, she really motivated me to see myself as an artist. And the last thing I want to share, and I'll try really hard to hold it together. The last few months of Joan's life, I felt very blessed to be able to have a standing meeting with her Tuesday mornings and working with her to put on the SAT Congress exhibit at the Crocker Art has been one of the greatest honors of my life. And the last time I got to hug her and hold her, I just thanked her for loving me. At that time, I really needed a mother's love. And what she said to me completely shifted my awareness and my example of how to love and accept myself. And she just said simply, I said, thank you for loving me. And she said, oh, Marianne, it's easy. It is so easy to love you. And I just wanted to share that with you guys as a gift, because I felt like that blessing from her was something that all of our inner childs need to know and have. So thank you for letting me share that, and blessings to all of you.
Thank you. Now, everyone take a moment to dry your eyes. Oh, next we have Brenda Gustin.
Hello there.
Okay. Oh, the 2-minute drill. Oh my goodness, it's hard to do.
Okay. The stories of life with Joan would definitely go past that. So
Yeah.
For me, Joan and I first met when we were in training to work in hospice. So we immediately just dove deep with each other. And our dance has been with the light and the shadow, deep and loving and challenging, dealing with the world and all that it presents for all of us. And I feel Joan in every cell of my body. To lose a dear friend that you talk with every week, and especially during these times, is really tough. And I know that so many of us feel this. And so I want to just invite us to place one hand on our heart and really feel your own heart. And I invite us to imagine Joan standing in front of us like she did many times and looked in your eyes. And she would hold your hands, right? And invite you to have your other hand and have that be Joan's hand on yours. And as people have spoken about Joan's deep, that laugh, where she would start laughing and then she would keep laughing and she would keep laughing. We know that one, right? I invite you to breathe into the voice you heard today of hers in these beautiful tributes that Laura and others have put together. Thank you. When you look at this replay again, or any of the things that are still living on of Joan's art, her poetry, all of her work, and let's breathe that voice of laughter, of compassionate spiritual warrior that she is, living on in our hearts, because that's how I keep going with this, for her to be taken from us before she got to be honored in the ways that we're honoring her through the Sacramental General Congress, peace posts, peace polls, compassion, everything that we're carrying on for her and for us. And let's just keep breathing that through our body and not forget the laughter.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Whew. Oh.
I love you, Joan.
Okay. Next we have Renee Scott from Manalia.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
And welcome. And
So
I know 2 minutes is not very long, but
yeah. So powerful, so powerful. I put up an image of the last time that Joan and I embraced, but in physical body, but we're still embracing in spiritual body, always, every day. So I want to tell you a quick story about Joan and just read you the poem that went with it. So my great love right here, my husband Ted, he was teaching at Sac State, and Joan and I went to one of his social work classes to talk about compassionate arts and peace polls and a lot of different things. And at the end of the time that we spent sharing about compassion, I had this poem that I had brought with me, and it had been on the wall of my office as a school principal for like 20 years. And I never knew who wrote it, but it inspired me when things were really heavy or hard. And so I read it to the class at the very end. And Joan said, I said, so I don't know who wrote this poem. And Joan just said, oh, Renee, that's Oriah Mountain Dreamer, and it's one of my favorite poems. So here it is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Invitation. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic. Remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusations of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments.
Wow.
Ashe.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Wow.
I know Ilana is here, and so we can go to her if you like.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it, Ilana.
Okay.
Esteva.
Yeah, now let me find her through all of this. So Ilana, if you want to use the raise hand, then you'll pop right to the, oh, there you are. Got you.
Got me? Hello, everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I have a message from Joan. Of all the hours of footage that I've recorded of her, I wanted to just give her to you, and that's what she would want. So this is a footage from Sedona, Arizona. We weren't supposed to get this footage. We were broadcasting live with barely any Wi-Fi, but we were able to do it. So I'm going to share screen here and bring on Joan.
Spirit speaks to you, and that vision that you get, trust all those things, write in your journals, share with a friend. That elevates our awareness and our consciousness. Not everyone is in the same place that you're at, so find someone that you trust. This is part of what the spiritual vaccine is about, is that we're here to support you on your journey. We care about you. We care about each other. And we love this precious planet that we're on. And we're getting perilously close to the end if we don't have more and more people waking up. So if we each make that commitment to wake up and move forward, this creates a critical mass. And there is going to be something on this planet that none of us has seen before, but we are all so lucky that we are here right now. It's no mistake that we've been put here. We're here for a reason. And what I think is so amazing is each one of us has something so special to bring, and that no one else is bringing that. We need each other. We need each one of us here to make this world a better place and to get each other through it. So I'm so grateful to be here with Ilana and Jim here in Sedona, and I bless each one of you, and may your life be filled with mirth. May you feel joy in your body. Ilana calls them joy bubbles. I call it mirth, you know. But dance and be happy again. Think about what makes you happy and do it. Don't say, I'll wait until next week. No, we have to do it. Be happy. Bless you all. Thank you.
No, I am not really saying anything because everything I need to say, Joan has already said it. right?
Exactly.
I don't need to say anything. So
Oh,
blessings, all of you. And I'll put my contact information in the chat. If you want to see the entire video, maybe we can do a party, something like that, someday. But like she said, seize the moment, cultivate those joy bubbles, laugh, that's what she would want for us. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, everyone?
beautiful. Thank you. Oh, that was wonderful. Okay. Next, we have Julia Tyndall.
Yep. Hello. Hi
Look at
there.
that. Like a genie in a lamp. Pop.
Hi, I run Zoom meetings. I know how that goes. Hi, everybody. It's great to see so many of you here. Taking a deep breath here. So I hung out with Joan mostly when we were both in our late 30s. We were both divorced and exploring the spiritual realms and exploring ourselves and the dating scene and the yoga scene. And the first time I met her, she asked me in her very generous way, would I like to come and have a massage with her? Of course I would, right? So I went and she gave me a beautiful, nurturing Joan massage. And she whispered in my ear when I was all relaxed, she said, you know, Julia, I think we're going to be really good friends. So that was true. We became really good friends. A couple of years later, we went on a trip to Greece together, and I remember sitting by the temple watching the sunset with her, just a really sacred moment. But some of you may not know, we did a unique thing in the world together and had a lot of fun doing it, and I wanted to share that with you. So Joan and I were yoga sisters. And we used to go and study with Hal, our yogi and spiritual teacher up in Humboldt County a whole lot. Lorraine knows, she used to come up with us. And we ended up making the world's first partner yoga video. Look, that's Joan and I when we were like 36 or 7. Isn't that cool?
That's beautiful.
So young. And this video was highlighted by Yoga Journal, and they used to sell copies for us back in the days before digital. We sold at least 1,000 of these, and I still have people to this day who come up and say, oh, you're the one that had the partner yoga video. It really influenced us. We loved it. And thanks for doing that. It inspired a lot of others, of course, but we were the world's first. So how about that? Joni and I were pioneers. And of course, we laughed and had so much fun designing the poses. A lot of them had a little massagey stuff in because that's what we love to do as well. We used to teach partner yoga classes together, and what fun those were. It was so great. So we were also Libra sisters. Kellyann was on the call earlier. She's in South Africa. She's probably gone to bed. It's over. But Kellyann and Joan and I would get together as Libra sisters because our birthdays were all like the same week. And every year we'd have a Libra girl celebration and just catch up on our lives. So even though I saw less of her probably for the last 10 years of her life, we were still close yoga and Libra sisters. And I was honored to see her just about 4 weeks before she passed and was able to hold her as she held me so often and send her some love and energy in the times when she was really needing some love and some gentle nurturing herself.
Oh.
So that was a blessing to have had that time with her before she left Sacramento. And I knew that would be goodbye. It was very sad, but yeah. Anyway, that's just some sweet memories of my dear Joan, and she lives on in all of us. She lives on in videos and so many other recordings, and she blessed my life richly and deeply. So, Joan, wherever you are, I love you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Oh, so many branches Joan has, and they remain. Love it. Okay, finally we have Aldonia Bailey.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So hi everyone, and I met Joan through Compassionate Arts, and we had the opportunity to go to Sacramento with the Compassionate Arts. And I don't travel that much lately as I've been older, and going to Sacramento was really great. And I had the opportunity to meet her. And I walked into this event, and there was this beautiful red tent. And I had no idea what that was. I'm like, well, I got to go see what that tent is. And so I looked at the schedule, and I seen Joan and seen everybody. And we had the opportunity to sit in that red tent. And inside that red tent, it was a meeting of the minds, and all these women, and they were telling stories, and the light was reflecting on everybody. It was red, and it took me so many different places just being in there. And Faye Love was there as well, and then Joan was there, and she explained to me about the red tent, and she had the posters and everything up, and she also took a break, and she was doing massages, you know, and so the line was kind of long, so I couldn't get it back in that line. But Heather, my friend, had opportunities of getting the massage, and I said I would get mine later. Well, I never did, but I got other things. The conversation we had and the symbolism that she had for her insignia was complementary with another organization called the Red Thread, and she was so excited when we, put those two alignments together. And she was brave, and she was short. She reminded me of my mom because she's short, she's a little short lady, but powerful. She's a warrior, and with those healing hands. And you should have seen the smile on Heather's face after she got that massage. So, everybody don't have that gift, these gifts. I think we may have to cultivate them. But the last month before I knew she was ill, which I never knew she was ill. She never made mention of it. You can never tell. She did a show with us. I gave her a call to invite her to be a part of the show in Montclair. And she sent the paintings to me, and we put them up in the show, and she sent cards, those Mert cards for everyone, and blessed everybody with a gift. And they gladly took them, and they understand you're taking a piece of someone who is so giving. And we just a little bit of, our selfishness wanting people to stay here and be with us. But everybody has a journey and a time. And so she was missed, and to tell her children, thank you for sharing her with us. And yeah, she was a light. And I'll never forget that. I carry that red tent on. I love the decoration. I'm going to carry that red tent.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I think that it concludes this section of the wonderful celebration of Joan. Just marvelous. You folks have just opened up your hearts and your souls and blessed us with deep heart loving stories. Thank you so much.
David?
Yes.
There is one other person that is.
Sure.
Let me find them. There we go. That's Adiola Lipe. So Adiola, if you because you're yes.
Hi, how are you guys? I wanted to take a moment to just share a testimony of what Joan was for us in our life. I met Joan in 2016 through a therapeutic alternative, which is cannabis. My son Aiden, I'll show some pictures of him, was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia. And
Adiola, you actually went on mute.
Sorry. my son was given 3 days to live and was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia. And Kimberly Cargill and Joan were a part of our life during the chaos when we were trying to save his life. And during that time, as a mom, when they're telling you your 2-year-old son has 2 days to live and you're trying to figure it out, and we met Joan and she talked about healing yourself naturally and getting rid of toxins and things in your home. And at that time, I was like, this woman is crazy. She's telling me to get rid of bleach. I can't drink this. I can't eat that. But I mean, once I went home and processed all of that information, things started to click. And her relationship with Aiden grew stronger and stronger. When Aiden was 2, he had so much trauma with being in and out of the hospital and going through chemotherapy and being poked. And he wouldn't let Joan touch him for a very long time. But she continued to work with him. And I started to see their connection very strong. And he went from having clothes on to wanting to strip down to his underwear just because Joan and him had a wonderful relationship with each other. And, I just love Joan. She, would connect with my kids. Here's another picture of them and their relationship that they had with one another and how she would touch him. And I didn't realize she was sick. She was trying to communicate that with us, but I realized Aiden, if anybody knows Aiden, he's always in costumes. He wears costumes every day. And I noticed that at one point, Joan was our superhero. Aiden became her superhero in her last days. They would just laugh, and she was just so tickled by him to have him in her presence, not knowing that she had cancer at the time. But we're so grateful for Joan. She, was just a light in our life through healing, through trauma, and being able to express that through massage. And just being around her, she awoken me to be a better mom. And with Aiden having 3 days to live, he's 7 years old now. He's our leukemia survivor. And
Wow.
Joan and a therapeutic alternative were a part of our journey. And it's very hard to say goodbye, especially as a mom being in and out the hospital and seeing so much death. But I am grateful that Joan, during the end, there's 2 things that we all are. We all are going to have a birth date and we all have an end date. And now I'm not as scared as death. Death can be scary, but being able to just say, hey, I'm just blessed to be able to have her in our lives at that time. And, Aiden's, he's having a hard time with it, but just seeing the relationship that they had when we were going through something so traumatic, I'll be so grateful for the rest of my life. So I wanted to share that story with you guys.
That is just tremendous. Oh my God. Thank you so very much. Oh, I bet you we could go on all day long. Everybody has got some wonderful, wonderful stories and history with Joan. And I hope that we can continue sharing these stories after this day and after this presentation. And we can all stay linked, because I know Joan can be that linking. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, David. Wanted to share that at the very end of today, Pauline will be helping us organize a little bit in a repast. So anyone who would like to stay and be in kind of small groups, kind of to share 15 minutes or so about your own story and to listen to others, there's that space too. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. And this is directly from Joan.
Had an announcement yesterday happen with the Tuskegee Airmen that I've been involved with the Tuskegee Airmen for quite some time, and I just love who they represent and have worked with honoring them and getting their story out. You know, this is history that has been withheld that we need to have the story told, and so I belong to the Northern California chapter, and yesterday, they presented us with a scholarship in my name for artists. Amazing. So people will be able to continue the work, they'll be able to apply and be in the program. But I would love everybody to join hands just for a moment.
You can take my arm.
How many of you knew Faye? So Faye, anybody that knew Faye never forgot Faye. And I was diagnosed with my brain tumor the week I found out that Faye died. So it's been a rough while, and I really miss her. But one of the hardest things was we shared our pain, but we got a word, and it's an important word, is that Faye and I talked about our grief. That as activists and as artists, because we are not held in value, that we are unsustainable. And we have to figure out how to do better with that. And that was really important to me, and one of the biggest things that I got from my work with Faye, because I struggled as an ally, you know, like how do I help, how do I make a difference, and she talked with me about the importance as a white person to be an ally, and the main thing that really like went into my soul was that mattering is the minimum. We need to set the base. We're, you know, it's such an important part of our humanity. Everybody needs to feel like they matter and that people have meaning and purpose and value. And that's my hope with this, and that And now I feel like yesterday was an affirmation with the scholarship, that they were affirming that that vision would live on for those that want that, will have that available that they can apply for to keep sharing the message. And I hope that each of you are inspired. And Alec and I talked a little bit yesterday that one of the things that's so important to me about this work, because some people, you know, not everyone understands what we're actually doing. And so we have to do it through action, through presence, who we are. And so what I think is really important is that what each of you are doing and bringing to the table is you are helping people expand consciousness. And that's the value of the artist, is that there's different kinds of artists, but spirit, divine force, God, whatever you call it, but when you make art, it's because God is talking to you. And that's your message. And so when you're trying to, and then you have to let everything go anyway. But just know that let God move through you. Be the vehicle. Be the vehicle, because you're the message. You're the message. So I love you so much. Pass it on. Spread love. That's my thing.
Why? This is Pinky on her.
So thank you all for being here, and I'm just so honored that you're each a part of this, and that we're starting something so special. And please try and see me here for the Day of Peace, because I really want to be here. Corey's counting me.
Santa Maria, Santa Teresa, Santa Anna, Santa Susanna, Santa Cecilia, Santa Capelia, Santa Domenica, Mary Angelica, Frater Ashes, Frater Pietro, Julianus, Petronella, Santa Santos, Miracela, Badia, and all of the rest. Upon the steps and a baby cries. High above you can hear the church bells start to ring. And as the heaviness, oh the heaviness, the body settles in, somewhere you can hear a mother sing. Then it's one foot, then the other, as you step out on the road. Step out on the road. How much weight? How much? Then it's how long and how far and how many times. Oh, before it's too late. Call all angels, call all angels, walk me through through this one. Don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure how. On every day you gaze upon the sunset with such love and intensity. Why, it's almost as if you could only crack the code, then you'd finally understand what this all means. Ah, but if you could, do you think you would trade in all the pain and suffering? Ah, but then you'd miss the beauty of the light upon this earth, and then the sweetness of the leaving. Calling all angels, calling all angels. Walk me through this one. Don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure. Calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. Walk me through this, walk me through this. Don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, we're hurting, we're loving, we're crying, we're calling, 'cause we're not sure how this goes.
I'd like to invite Kellyann to share her poetry reading.
Okay, I've titled this Earth to Mirth. Just to preface it a little bit, many years ago, Joan and I were both given the guidance to gather a group of women in honor of the Magdalene, and we didn't know each other. And in the week that we both got that guidance, our worlds collided and we met, and we realized we had to do it together. And we've been friends since. So this is Earth to Mirth. We were brought together by Mary Magdalene back in 1999, when she gave us both the compulsion to gather waking women in honor of the sacred feminine, recollecting our scattered divinity, rousing the dormant goddess from her stasis in the cradle of our consciousness. Our first co-creation was an initiation into an ancient sisterhood of mirth and mischief, and deep, delicious dives into the mystery where we searched for what was seeking us. I never imagined I would write a poem like this, a poem in remembrance of you, when I would much rather be making plans for another holy ruckus of Magdalene's rolling in sacred hilarity and holy irreverence. Instead, I'm writing this memorial poem and hoping I can one day become all of the things that I loved about you. And here we all are, this community of lovers caught in the inspired current that flowed from her many creative tributaries into one golden river of the light that we are right now. May we turn to each other when we miss you. May we be a balm for the ache of loss. May we continue your compassionate work in honor of this life that you live so well. I want to serve this precious moment a huge dollop of appreciation for your generous heart, for the reverence of your contagious laughter, for the simple joy of knowing you. I bow to every heart that ever loved you, to every life your stunning presence lifted, for every blessed moment that knew your breath. I thank you for this new family of friends made from the souls you have touched, united in love and grief, and gathered together in gratitude for the brilliant way you used your time.
Thank you. So there's something that's been happening in the background as we've been here together for this sacred space, honoring our friend and our guide and our mentor and our relative and our sister, our co-conspirator. And one of our member of the officiating team is Reverend Raven Tahara, and she's also a graphic recorder and artist herself in many ways. In the background, she has been capturing the sentiments of this gathering. And I'd like to ask her to come forward to share her tapestry of love. Just have to find her.
I can send up a flare.
Yeah. Can you raise your...
I did the raised hand.
There you are. Thank you. All right, Raven, you're on.
Okay. So much. I'm glad I've been drawing instead of talking. So much beauty today. When I think of Joan, 3 words come to mind: vivacious, bodacious, and contagious. And we all know how vivacious she was. That laughter, I had to capture front and center right up near the top there, Joan in full-on vivacious laughter. And as we know, that laughter was also contagious. Once she started, you were part of the fun, and there was no stopping it. Some people have shared her bodaciousness. I love the quote about someone's grandma is so sexy. She lived that, she embodied that. And what I've captured here are scenes from our day together, some of the words that you've shared, and some of the imagery that comes to mind when I think of Joan. And I want to make this available to anybody who wants it. So if you want to just put your email in chat, we can arrange to get it sent out to you. And our time together is not done. Joan is continuing in her mirthful way to work her magic in all of us. And it will continue to send ripples out in ways that we probably can't yet imagine. But one of the things that I loved about her is that she would call with some brilliant idea that she had hatched and say, Spirit told me, here's something we ought to do. And when the opportunity showed up to do this today, I knew that Spirit had told more than just Joan that it was time to just try to show a little bit of that gratitude and appreciation for all that she represented. So thanks for this opportunity. And I'm so glad I'm not on screen. I love you, Joan. I'm complete.
Thank you, Raven. And we will send that out. We have everyone's email from you registering for this service. So we'll send it out. And I know that's going up on my wall. And I might get one for my wallet. And I might make a bag out of it. We are now at the part of our time together for the repast that Reverend Pauline Haynes will lead for us once I find her.
You found me?
Oh, thank you.
You got me? There we are.
Got you.
It's kind of interesting to think about a repast when we're on Zoom, because it always presupposes that we have to have food, which is kind of part of the way. And in fact, one of the last times that I saw Joan Marie, we were actually sharing food together in my home. So anyway, this is an opportunity for us to be almost like in a red tent. And the red tent is a place that we could be reverent or irreverent or hilarious or bodacious or vivacious or be anything, but it's just a place for about 3 of us to get together and share what it is that's in our hearts to share about Joan. And so I think Laura is going to put us into small groups so we can have the opportunity of sharing unreservedly about what Joan means to us and what she continues to mean and what she will always be. Because she's gone in the physical, but she certainly is not forgotten.
Yeah.
So
Pauline,
Laura,
how much time do we have for this?
I think it's about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. So anyone who would like to stay for this, please do. We will let the Spirit of Joan work through Zoom and pair and put the 3 of you together that need to be together. So I'm going to do that now.
It's love. And there's something about that that's just very present right here. And Joan was one of the people that I called when I really wanted to laugh. And Joan and I could just get on the phone and say hello, and we'd start laughing. And I'm just going to share one thing with you. I think I called Joan once before 9 o'clock or something. And she said, I'm fucking meditating. And I said, so how's it going for you? And we just laughed and laughed. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm glad you're in that really Zen state. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
That was Joan. That is Joan. So we always laughed about that because I called her too early, and you know, I'm fucking meditating.
That is awesome.
Oh, you know what? I think we could continue sharing for a long time. And I know that we had a time limit on this. And
I think to that point, Pauline, and we will send this out in the email, but there are 2 other celebrations of life that are in person. One is, and we did get kind of a message. We got a message from Joan's son Corey that he would be happy if we shared this. September 25th at noon at Carmichael Park is the first celebration of life with friends and family, and I believe that there's a Facebook event. And David, do you have that? You can put it in the chat, or we can just include the link in the email that we send out.
Yeah, let's do that. I know it's very it's just a get together. Bring a sack lunch and sit and chat with people is basically what he had said. So it's
great. So more
not like a program or anything.
Yeah. So and the more events and gatherings we have honoring and remembering and celebrating Joan, the better. So that's only a couple weeks away on the 25th. And then another one that's being organized by a dozen of her longtime friends is on October 17th in Carmichael Park.
Yeah, that's a big event.
And that's, well, yeah, I think it's more kind of with a program.
Yeah, a lot of great presentations.
Okay, yeah. So I would, if you can, go to both.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anytime, go. So we'll include information on in the email that we'll send probably later today with the recording for this service and also the Ravens celebration of life, love tapestry, and also a couple of the links. And so we're coming to the end of this, and just have a closing blessing and prayer with Reverend Elaine Whitefeather.
Thank you for that. It's my honor to have witnessed and been a sacred witness through this. This morning, words were inspired as I sat in my meditation. And after hearing everyone, I believe this is also the ending for us today, and something that belongs in a work I'm working on, but I believe it is appropriate here. Mother, Father, God, we understand through our journey today that love indeed has the destination of ending the heritage of suffering. For our dear beloved sister, a formidable force of love, a fierce love of the Mother God, healer of healers, lover of lovers, an instrument of peace and a disciple of love. She leaves behind a message in her life and in her legacy that speaks these words: love is more powerful than fear. Soft and subtle, constant, ever flowing, gentle waves upon the shore. Love is more powerful than fear. Swelling, swirling, rising, falling, curling, rolling, ever moving towards you and ever washing all fear away from you, cleansing, remaking, and reshaping your beauty. Love is more powerful than fear because it is so big, all-encompassing, even holding fear within her heart. The Mother God, the heart of God. Love will whisper to you this day, it's okay. It's all okay. It's really okay. I'm here. I am here. I am with you. I am all there is. I am love. Joan says to you as you part, love can hold your fear too. You are loved, all of you, always. Many blessings. Carry love forward. It's bodacious, it's courageous, it's outrageous, and it's fierce. Safe travels, everyone. Thank you for sharing sacred space.
Ashe,
Ashe.
ashe, 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 ashe.
Ashe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Laura.
Ah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow.
We're bodacious. If we're not bodacious, she's going to come after us. You know that, right?
For sure.
No.
It's watching.
Yeah.
No, I know.